Welcome to the South Bay FM video podcast. Join real estate broker Michael DeLay and Jeff Becker as they take you on a tour of one of San Diego's most vibrant communities, the South Bay. Michael and Jeff delve into the local real estate market and explore topics that matter to current residents, buyers, and sellers. Whether you're a longtime resident or considering a move to the area, this video podcast is your go-to source for all things South Bay. So sit back, relax, and let's shine a light on this amazing community.
Hi, this is Mike DeLay, your host for South Bay FM, and this is Jeff next to me.
Hello, Jeff Becker, co-host.
And we are blessed today to have a program about adult schools, and Virginia Mendoza is here as the AP of Adult School Programs, and she's going to be able to share with us this amazing program that I bet many of the listeners today will have no idea about, including Jeff.
Yeah, when I looked at some of the material, I was surprised at how much is available. This is fantastic. Thank you for being here.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, we're very glad that you joined us today. And why don't you give us a little bit of background about yourself and how you got into adult school?
Absolutely. Well, I love adult school because I am adult school. And by that I mean I am an immigrant. I came from Mexico. I was born in Chihuahua. And I was brought to this country at 8 years old, not speaking the language. And so I lived, and that's why I say I am adult school, because I know what it is to learn English as a second language, to come to a different culture, and not only learn everything about speaking, grammar, but also about the culture, also about the educational system. And I knew from a very young age when I was in elementary school, this is what I want to do. I want to teach because my teachers were my heroes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
our
I
community
didn't know.
heroes, as we call them.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely. And so I didn't know what adult ed was back then. I didn't know that there were teachers who taught adult ed. But what I did know was that my teachers made a difference in me. And they not only taught me how to speak English, but they taught me how to be confident, how to love myself, how to teach myself that I can do it and believe it. And so when I went into high school, straight out of high school, I went into San Diego State.
Okay.
I had amazing teachers who prepared me very, very well. All I had to do was listen to them, try hard, and believe them. And as a student, many times we don't believe nearly as much as our teachers. And so believing them, that I was capable of doing it, that's pretty much what got me to San Diego State right out of high school. And
were you at South Bay High School as well?
Yes, I was actually more in the east in Spring Valley,
Okay.
kind of between.
Okay.
And so straight out of Monte Vista High School.
Monte Vista,
yes,
okay.
Monarchs in the house.
That's it.
I went straight into San Diego State as a freshman.
Very cool.
And like I said, my mind was set. I was going to be a teacher, and I was going to teach these kids, and I was going to do what my teacher did for me. And so I declared liberal studies as my major. And when I became a senior, I started to get a load of linguistics classes. And then I realized, wow, I really love English. I love everything about English. And we had some amazing guest speakers. I remember one of them was the dean at San Diego Community College Continuing Education.
Okay.
And she talked about continuing education in the community college level, how different it is to teach ESL than to teach English 101. And that's where I learned about adult education. At that point, I realized I don't want to teach kids. I want to teach adults. I want to do what she's doing.
That's cool. Yep.
Yes. So that's when I learned about adult education. And when I graduated, the first thing I did was applied to work at the Continuing Adult Ed Center for the San Diego Community College, and that was my first job.
So you went straight out of high school, college, go right into adult school, and boom.
That's what I've done since
your
then.
entire career.
My entire career.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
So tell us, what is adult school for people? What services does adult school provide, and how do people find adult school? Because when the first time I ever heard the term adult school, I thought it was something where people that didn't have their high school degree for whatever reason just went back to school and they got their GED or something like that. But it is so much more that I've learned over the years. So please share what are the services that are there for people that may not know that they're there.
Yes, thank you for that question, because you're right. A lot of people don't know what is adult school. Know that where there's an elementary and there's a middle school, there's a high school, there's also an adult school. Yes, adult schools are sometimes a part of the 712 system or the K-12 system, the public school system in some regions. So for example, in the South Bay, we are a part of the Sweetwater Union High School District, which is primarily high schools and middle schools. However, our Division of Adult Education is attached to the district. How do you find your adult school? There's a couple ways. One, you can Google any type of adult education, any type of career that you want for adults. And along with the community college, you'll also see adult schools. Because a lot of people are less knowledgeable about adult schools, then they tend to go to the community college way, which is totally fine because, like I mentioned earlier, I started in the teaching community college, what they call continuating education. And so that is very similar to adult ed. It's actually the version of adult ed in the community colleges. It's non-credit and it's free. All of adult education, it's free when it comes to academics. So if I may, I would like to explain a little bit about all of the programs that you can find in adult ed.
That's what we want to hear. Yeah. It's amazing. By the way,
yes.
Prequel, this is amazing. Yeah. How many products or services, I guess would be the right way to say, where people can really learn different things to get into work at very high levels, some incomes. So today, let's talk about adult schools and all the services that are provided by adult school. You know, and I'm excited to be able to have you share all the different things that I've learned about what adult school does, from the ESL to the citizenship programs. And you could tell about all the programs to things that can go from going straight from adult school to $100,000 jobs. This is going to be amazing that you're going to be able to share all this stuff with us.
I'm going to put up a big free. Yes. This is amazing because, it's tough for people to pay tuition. Already they're taking their time to attend classes and whatnot. So to not have to pay for that, that's just spectacular.
And that is exactly why I'm here. Let's talk about adult education. Let's learn about adult education. So in adult education, all of our programs are free. Absolutely free. We provide everything. There's no tuition charge. There's no supply fees. There's no registration fee. 100% free. What do we offer? Well, in adult education, here in this region, where we have a lot of people who don't speak English, the majority of our classes are English as a second language courses, and they're from the beginning literacy levels all the way up to advanced levels of English as a second language. At Sweetwater, we offer different pathways for ESL because when students are adults, they're more focused. They know they need it for work. They know they need to make a living, and so choosing a pathway that they want to go into will accelerate their learning. The 3 different pathways we have for ESL that we offer our students is the academic ESL pathway, we have the workplace ESL pathway, and then we have the community ESL pathway.
What's the difference between workplace and community?
The community pathway is the most popular pathway for ESL, and students normally choose this pathway because they want to learn how to communicate in the community. For example, go to the doctor, the grocery store, be able to function in everyday type communications. The workplace, however, also focuses on all types of communication. However, it does go into the English language that you use more in the workplace. For example, speaking about what is a time card.
Oh.
How do you check in? At the very, very beginning, talking about resumes. These are different types of
Great.
words that you're not going to hear if you're learning how to speak to a cashier, and the types of questions, because it's very specific to the focus that you have in your life. And so that's the difference between the pathways.
Does it help with potential interviews as well?
Absolutely.
So
yes.
that's where the workplace,
huge.
and then of course academic, we're all familiar with
Yes.
the proper Spanish or proper English.
Correct.
And
Writing
learning.
essays, formalized paragraphs, and so on and so forth, formatting.
I'm going to interrupt for 1 second. So let's say I want to come to your school. Is there someone who, like a counselor, who could sit down with me and say, okay, Jeff, what is it you want to do? Okay, I tell you, and then you say, okay, you should take this class and this class?
Absolutely. When you
Awesome.
come into our office, we have an onboarding process where we will offer the different types of programs. A student chooses a program. There's a assessment that will inform the educator as well as them what is the educational ESL level that they are in. What is their reading comprehension? We want to make sure that our students go into the level in the pathway that they desire, because it's going to become relevant to them. Once they start scoring in the intermediate and the higher levels in that assessment, then they can see a counselor, and the counselor explains the different options. They can also co-enroll in a career technical education class, which we're going to talk about. They can enroll in an adult basic education class, where there's even more English to accelerate their speaking, their writing, their reading, their math skills, or a high school equivalency, and we're also going to talk about that. So the students will have many different options. They will see a counselor. The counselor will explain everything, and then they'll make their own choices depending on their goals, depending on the time that they have to study. Some of them are mothers, fathers, they're working. Some of them stay at home. So there's many different
And if I'm not
options.
mistaken, you guys actually even offer childcare services while the parents are going to class. If I'm not mistaken, at certain schools, right?
Montgomery Adult School has a daycare, or a preschool that they call, right on campus. So yes, that is the only school right now where we have a preschool there. It's not the adult schools, but
Right.
it's on campus, so it's very, very convenient to those parents who can take advantage of that.
Excuse me.
Yes,
interrupt.
please.
Are most what time of day are the classes? Are they evening classes?
They're perfect for adults. They are in the morning from 8 to 12.
Okay.
Well, 8:30 to 12:30. We just changed the times to align to the high schools because they've changed their time.
So if their kids are in school, then they're free and they can come.
Correct. They
That's
drop
wonderful.
off their kids, come on in, and then they go home before their kids get off schools to pick them up, to be there for them. And then we also have the night classes. Night classes are very popular as well. They're from 5:30 to 8:30. The night classes are a little bit shorter because they are an hour and a half. We understand students who take night classes normally take those night classes because they're working during the day.
Right.
And so those are a little bit shorter, but our students are dedicated. They're very, very dedicated to improve their lives. And with that, I'd like to talk about the career technical education
Please,
programs that we have. We're very proud to always be looking out. We're always looking out for different programs that will offer good wages, good earned wages for our students to make a living and to be able to have a good life. This is not only about one student, it's about our entire community. And so they definitely are able to function in the community if they have employment that pays them a livable earning wage. And so those are the programs that we focus on career technical education. For example, at San Ysidro Adult School, we have the medical path. Let me tell you a story about our medical students. We offer the beginning entry-level classes. They're all free. We have checked at other schools, and for a CNA course, they might pay $3,000-$4,000 at another school, when our school is it's 100% free. And the medical courses are just expensive everywhere else. Some of them come in with a $11,000 bill.
And you could go through adult school and then get hired as a CNA at a doctor's office or
Correct.
at a hospital.
Correct, a clinic.
What's a CNA?
Correct. A CNA is a certified nurse's assistant.
Thank you so much. Perfect.
And every nurse must be a CNA first.
Wow.
Yes, that is a requirement. So we, like I said, we offer the entry level courses so that when the student realizes, wow, I passed the CNA state board exam, the next progression would be an LVN and then an RN, right? So these are all stepping stones to where they want to go. With our CNA course, we had a student who took some of our medical classes, and we need a CNA teacher. Adult ed teachers are in high demand. So those of you that are thinking about education, thank you, audience, pay attention, are thinking about education, know that adult education needs teachers who are passionate and who want to make a difference in lives of everyone, especially adults and their families. We were looking for a CNA and to teach the CNA class. And one of the teachers said, I have a student who took this class 3 semesters ago, and she is now an LVN. Wow. She can teach the CNA class. So I called her. She came in, was very excited, was very thankful, and she said, wow, thank you for the opportunity and for considering me. And so when I told her, okay, well, let's talk about, the schedule and all the nitty-gritty of it. And then she looked at me and she said, I'm making $160,000 a year right now. Wow. Maybe teaching is not, what I want to do part-time right now. Wow. She had just started, like I said, she finished our class about 3 semesters ago.
Oh my God. This is life-changing.
This is life-changing.
Not only for that person, but their whole family.
Their
probably.
Entire family, yes. This young woman is a single mom with 3 girls.
That almost makes me cry. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Dude,
That is what education's supposed to be able to do for people, and that's what adult school provides. Another in a class, and I know you're going to probably talk about one of the cool ones for real estate, and Jeff and I are in real estate and loans, but they have drone classes.
Correct.
And for appraisers or for photography and different things, we need drones all the time. And you guys offer drone classes at your National City campus?
We do. We offer drone classes. It's one of our newer classes. And they're hard to find around the county. And what we do is we have different also paths for the drone classes. We have a class that prepares students to pass the pilot license test.
They get their
federal
FAA license. It's amazing.
Correct, and it's free.
Who knew?
Yes, you get to play with our drones. We have our drones.
I did not know you needed a license.
You do.
That's
you are
awesome.
A pilot, so you
get
need
the little
a license.
wing. You can wear wings like I'm a pilot.
Yep, it's really cool.
And yes, they have to learn all of the laws,
Awesome.
that involve driving a drone. These pieces of equipment are very, very high tech.
And they could, they'll be able to, once they have their FAA license, they'll be able to get jobs like at Amazon that's going to start delivering from drones.
Via drones.
And, these are things that you can do for free.
Right.
And in our community and have jobs that pay $150,000 plus down the road. It's amazing.
And these are short-term classes. Like I said, our students, they need to go out into the world and they need to work. We are not interested in doing classes that they don't need just to get them to the class that they need. They go straight into the class that they need. And for that, we provide a lot of support. Let's say that drones or medical, one of the more text-dense classes, a student who is an English learner or a student who didn't graduate high school wants to go into those classes but feels like the academics in it, the academia is too difficult. And so what we have done is we have support teachers, adult basic education support teachers who will teach them basic math that goes along with it, basic English that goes along with it. So it's not about go get a diploma first and then come to us. It's you're here. Let's talk about your strengths. Let's talk about your goals. Here are all of the resources that we have to help you. Let's do it. Let's do it together. And once they realize how much they can do with us, it's go, 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 go. Let's do this. Let's move on.
This is so amazing. I'm blown away.
And Jeff, my wife is in an adult school program, so that's why I'm a little more familiar than you are, but it's a wonderful program and they do so much. Virginia, another cool thing that I learned about over the years is like your baking programs.
Yes.
And they have award-winning bakers that have won the TV shows, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
And
Many competitions. Yes, we have some culinary art programs.
So great.
Amazing teachers. And I have to give out a shout out to all of our adult ed teachers because they are absolutely passionate about what they do. And it shows the baking class. They learn how to, of course, decorate cakes and bakes, cookies, all types of high-end baking. And we join many competitions like the Del Mar competitions for years. And when you look at these pictures of all of that they've done and they've created as a class, not knowing anything, these are people who were not bakers. They're students who want to learn a trade. And they come in and we win first place everywhere we go. It's really, really amazing to see what our students have done.
In fact, isn't there a restaurant on 3rd Avenue in Chula Vista that got his start in the bakery there in the adult school program, and he won a contest, and now he has his own bakery on 3rd Avenue. And
Awesome.
I would give him a shout out and give him the name, but I forgot it off the top of my head, but I've been there probably about 10 times, and the cookies are amazing.
We'll have to edit that in. Little blurb there.
Yeah.
3rd Avenue.
We have quite a few success stories when it comes to baking. We have one of our students who went to Chula Vista Adult School, and now he opened up his own restaurant, and it's an award-winning restaurant in Tulum, Mexico. And he comes back and does some talks with the students and whatnot. But they have a lot of opportunities to either open their own businesses themselves. Here we love everything that has to do with pastries, right?
For sure.
As well as working for another company, working for a restaurant, having that skill. It's not easy, but they prepare themselves very well. We have other classes. We just opened a building manufacturing class.
Great.
The trades are definitely one of those skilled professions where, yes, you can go out to the field. Yes, you can learn that with time. But if you have a class that gives you all of this hands-on experience before you get out to the field, then you're coming in with that basic knowledge.
Yes.
And employers need skilled
They
people.
don't. The employees are busy. They don't have time to take someone by the hand and show them which end of the hammer to use.
Exactly.
So if you've got someone who's already knowledgeable, wow, then they can progress up the pay ladder a little faster as well. Right?
Absolutely, yes.
In fact, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there where the adult schools will work with employers and they could go out to the community and teach ESL and teach workplace literacy? If I recall right, I don't remember 100%, but maybe you could, but the employers could potentially, that are listening today, could potentially reach out to the adult schools to help their staff.
Absolutely, yes. We have quite a few partnerships and different types of partnerships. For example, in our CNA class, our students go out to skilled facilities to do their clinical hours. And not only are students learning, but also these employers are getting to know these students and figuring out, are these people going to be a good fit for my company? And it's a win-win for both sides. We've also had other partnerships, for example, at other businesses where the employer recognizes, acknowledges, we have a big population whose English language is very low, and they are very skilled, but they are having trouble communicating. So let me bring in an education agency, that one would be us, bring in a teacher, and the teacher will have 1 hour or 2 hours with the students, paid time by the company, so that they can start learning that basic English. And so, yes, we have partnered up with, if you're out a company that needs help with communication and there's a certain level of English that you need your employees to be at, then we can definitely go ahead and partner up and send a teacher and look at where are your employees and where do you want them to be, and let's come up with a plan.
And the one other thing, and that's amazing. To me, that's what we want to bring to this South Bay FM is we want employers to have places that they could go as well to utilize your services, people, and then you could get jobs through adult school.
Correct.
You can find jobs and get developing skills through adult school. And as an employer, you can make the community a better place working with these services that are provided. One of the other really cool things that I follow you guys on Facebook, and one of the really cool things that I've seen over the years, and my favorite pictures of all of them, is the U.S. citizenship.
Yes.
And people standing there and having just been awarded U.S. citizenship, and maybe you could share a little bit about those services as well.
Yes, how exciting. So our students come in for many reasons, and one of them is because they want to become a citizen. The citizenship program is part of the ESL program. What we do in that class is we prepare our students for the civics lessons, and we prepare them to read, to write, to learn the history and the government of the United States. And so our students, of course, come in afraid, sometimes unsure if this is really what they want to do. It's a very, very big step. And so I can tell you, every time I go into that class, it is one of the most motivating classes to go into, because we have students who are just 18 and students who are in their 60s and 80s and everything in between. And they have this love for this country and they want to become citizens, but they just don't have the educational background to do it on their own. So they come, they get prepared, they work hard, they help each other. And just to see all of the conversation that's going on, they're quizzing each other on all of these government questions. And then they come back after their interview, after their assessment, and share their story of, I am the newest citizen. So we are very, very proud to also produce citizens from our adult education programs. Shout out to our teachers again, because they believe on the students. They know it doesn't matter what your background was. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic status, your learning abilities. We will help everyone here.
And it's so cool to see it. And I mean, that's the part that I just love that. But also what I love is the parties. My wife comes home.
Believe me, we know how to party.
The adult school has the best parties. Because they're adults.
Yes.
So
there you go.
And they have the cooking, and they do the best parties. They bring food together and celebrate, and they form friendships that last forever. Nice. And you see them like I mean, I go out and my wife is like a little mini famous. We'll go to a restaurant and people will remember her. And go, oh, you're my teacher.
Nice.
It's really cool to see. And if you're here in the South Bay and many people have formed their English skills or have been able to find jobs that pay very well and support their families because of these programs. And that's why I'm so glad you joined us today, Virginia.
Well, that's a quick question. So we're talking about English as a second language. What is the range of languages that are the primary language?
Most definitely our primary language is Spanish. We do have immigrants from other places as well, a lot of Japanese, Chinese. Right now we're seeing an influx of Somalis. Yes, and Arabic.
Wow.
Yes.
So a wide range of languages, not just Spanish.
You
would expect Spanish given our location, but a wide range.
Yes, we also have other languages that are represented, and I'm sure I'm not naming them all, but we're a community of learners. So
I remember Russian too, because my wife had a story about a Russian that she helped over the years, and so I know that's at least one of them.
Oh yes, absolutely. And when you're talking about relationships that our students form, I've taught everything from ESL to adult basic education, high school equivalency, and I saw a very beautiful relationship between a very young girl, 18, 19 years old, and maybe a woman in her 40s and her 50s. And they became so close, like a mother-daughter relationship. And towards the end, she would call her mom. Mom, let's go. Mom, let's do this. And so they would give each other advice. And those are the types of relationships that they form. They help each other. And guess what? They were both they both had the same goal, to get a high school equivalency diploma. So yes, that community building, that's why we have parties, and that's why parties are important. And not only because the food is amazing, but because this is the way we say thank you.
But really community, and which is what this whole podcast is about community. And to me,
I love it.
Adult School represents a form of community that we can continue to grow in the South Bay, and we need to not make it a secret. It needs to be out there to everybody, and the services are free. Where if you go to junior colleges and you have those things, most of the time there's a cost associated with it.
Yes.
But
at Adult
School, no.
Sorry to interrupt. Can you tell us the primary locations in the South Bay for the adult schools?
We have 4 different adult schools for the areas here to accommodate everyone. We have National City Adult School right off the mile of cars. You can get there in front of the trolley station. We also have a Chula Vista Adult School, and that's probably our primary school. It's our biggest school of them all. And just a few miles down the road, we have Montgomery Adult School, which is attached to Montgomery High School. And down south, we have San Ysidro Adult School, which is also right across the street from the trolley station.
Making it convenient for wherever you live. There's one.
Exactly. There's one near you, yes.
Fantastic.
Well, I would like to say thank you so much, Virginia, for joining us.
Fantastic. Oh, my gosh.
It's enlightening, hopefully, a lot of people about what Adult School has and offers. And hopefully, if people have questions today, you could reach out to us. We'd be honored to get you in touch with Virginia, or for that matter, a counselor that could start the process for you to be able to start getting into the right programs that could help you either get jobs, help you develop English skills, or get your citizenship, or numbers. Maybe you just want to learn to cook.
Yes. So, maybe you want to make your own cookies.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're definitely here for our community. We're here for your families. Please reach out. We're Sweetwater Union High School District, the Division of Adult Education, 4 different schools. We have different programs for everyone, and we're open year-round. You don't have to wait until August. You could cruise over tomorrow, and we will enroll you tomorrow.
Sorry to interrupt. How long is a course? Is it like a typical semester?
Yes, it's a typical semester, especially if we're talking career technical ed. But it really, if you come in August, we'll take you. If you come in September, we'll take you. Whatever month you come in, we will take you. Our arms are open for all of our adults. You can do this. To all of our Spanish speakers, bienvenidos a la Escuela de Adultos, por favor. Vengan a visitarnos. Estamos listos para ayudarles a alcanzar sus metas. And everyone know that you're welcome. We're here for everyone, and we are excited. We're excited to offer new classes and to partner with community members. If you would like to partner with adult education, also reach out to us. Thank you very much for this space.
Well,
gracias.
De nada.
You're fantastic.
God bless the teachers in our community.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, and we just are honored to have you today. And thank you very much for all sharing all the neat things that Adult School could provide to our community.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the space.
Well, Mike, another great episode. Hope you guys will tune in to our next episode of South Bay FM. Thank you, and have a great night.